What if I told you the reason you're not living your dream life isn't because you're not talented enough, but because you're not aiming high enough? Sounds crazy, right? Most people settle for small goals and just do enough to get by. But what if you could aim 10 times higher and work 10 times harder? That's what Grant Cardone's The 10X Rule is all about. Dreaming 10 times bigger and putting in 10 times the effort. It's like taking what you can do now and multiplying it by 10, helping you achieve things you never thought you could. In this video, I'll share 8 powerful lessons from the book that can change how you see success. If you're ready to take your life to the next level, like this video, hit the bell button, and subscribe to Book Ginger. Let's get started. The first lesson from the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone is titled, Set 10X Goals. If your goals don't scare you a little, they're probably too small. Cardone says you should aim 10 times higher than what feels comfortable. Think about it. If you set a small goal and don't reach it, you've only missed something small. But if you aim for something 10 times bigger and fall short, you'll still achieve way more than you ever imagined. For instance, most people set small, safe goals like saving a little money or losing a few pounds. Cardone says, why not multiply those goals by 10? If you aim for $100,000 instead of $10,000, even if you only hit $70,000, you've still achieved way more than you originally planned. Think of a salesperson aiming to sell 10 products in a week. If they 10x their goal to 100, they'll push harder, reach out to more people, and likely sell 50 or more products. Write down big goals that excite and scare you. Then, create an action plan to match that ambition. For example, if you want to write a book in a year, aim to write 10 pages a day instead of 1. Next, take massive action. Cardone doesn't believe in waiting for the perfect moment. He says the difference between success and failure often comes down to action. It's not enough to work hard. You need to work harder than anyone else. For example, imagine wanting to start a business. Most people might make 1 or 2 calls a day to find clients. With the 10X mindset, you'd make 20 calls, send 30 emails, and follow up aggressively. Identify the actions needed to achieve your goal, then multiply them. For instance, if you're starting a business, make 20 calls to potential customers every day instead of 2. Fear is a sign to move forward. Feeling afraid? That's a sign you're heading in the right direction. Cardone says fear shows us what's worth pursuing. Instead of avoiding it, lean into it. Fear often comes before big breakthroughs. For example, let's say you're scared of public speaking, but there's a big presentation at work. Instead of running from it, take it as a sign to practice and get on that stage. You might discover a hidden talent or even a new career path. Fear isn't something to avoid, it's your guide. The things we're most afraid of often hold the greatest opportunities. You can start by writing down what scares you, then take small steps to confront those fears. For example, if networking events make you nervous, start by talking to 1 new person at every event. Treat success as a duty. In this lesson, Cardone has a different take on success. It's not something you can choose to ignore. It's your responsibility to be the best you can be, not just for yourself, but also for your family, your community, and the world around you. For example, imagine a small bakery owner. If they treat success as optional, they might bake just enough to get by. But if they see it as a duty, they'll innovate, hire more staff, and expand their business to serve more people. Success isn't just about you. It's about the people depending on you, your family, team, or community. Cardone says it's your duty to be successful because it allows you to make a bigger impact. The 5th lesson from the 10X Rule says, average isn't good enough. Settling for average is the quickest way to fail, according to Cardone. In a competitive world, just doing the bare minimum isn't enough. You need to stand out by exceeding expectations. For instance, think of 2 restaurants. One serves decent food, but nothing special. The other creates unforgettable dining experiences with personalized service and unique dishes. Which one do you think people rave about? The world notices people who put in extra effort and stand out. That if you're just average, you'll mix in with everyone else, and no one will pay attention. Now here's a pro tip. Look at your work or habits. Where have you been settling for good enough? Commit to delivering excellence, whether it's in your job, relationships, or personal goals. Next, be obsessed with your goals. Being obsessed isn't a bad thing. It's what drives you to greatness. When you're obsessed, you naturally work harder and do better than others. Grant Cardone says you should always keep your goals in mind and take action on them every single day. For instance, think about Elon Musk. His obsession with space exploration led him to create SpaceX, even when everyone thought it was impossible. That same obsession drives innovation. Obsession is like having a superpower. When you're obsessed, you work harder, stay focused, and come up with smart ways to achieve your goals. Criticism means you're on the right path. If no one is criticizing you, it probably means you're not making an impact. Cardone says that success often brings criticism, so don't take it to heart. It's a sign that you're doing something important. For example, imagine a musician creating a new style of music. At first, some people might criticize it because it's different from what they're used to. But over time, that new style could become super popular and even set a trend. Criticism often means you're doing something unique and ahead of its time. If people are criticizing you, it means you're making progress. Successful people get criticized because they're doing things differently and making an impact. Last but not least, take responsibility for everything. One of the most empowering lessons is to take full ownership of your life. No excuses, no blame. When you take responsibility, you gain control over your future. For instance, if a project fails, instead of saying, "It's not my fault," ask, "What could I have done better?" This attitude helps you learn and grow. Start by acknowledging your role in both successes and failures. For example, if you're late to a meeting, instead of blaming traffic, plan to leave earlier next time. In summary, the 10X rule teaches us to think big, act bigger, and never settle. Whether it's setting huge goals, confronting fears, or embracing criticism, these lessons can help you achieve more than you ever thought possible. Now let's see how you can apply these lessons. I know you might be wondering, how do I make this work in my everyday life? The good news is, it's not as hard as it sounds. Let's break it down into simple steps you can use every day to start making big changes in your life. To start using these lessons in your life, the first thing you need to do is to start every morning by writing down your goals. Make them big and exciting, something that really motivates you. Then break those big goals into small, manageable tasks you can work on that day. For example, if you want to make $100,000 this year, figure out how much you need to earn each month and take daily steps, like reaching out to 5 potential clients. Put extra effort into your goals every single day. If you're doing one task now, double it. Track what you've done each day to see how much closer you're getting. For instance, if you're working on a side hustle, add an extra hour each day to research, market, or network. Challenge yourself to face at least one fear every day. Start small by tackling something that makes you a little nervous, like speaking up in a meeting or trying something new. If public speaking scares you, begin by sharing your opinion in a small group and build from there. Treat your goals like your most important job. Make a list of tasks you need to complete and work through them like they're deadlines you can't miss. For example, if you want to get fit, treat your workout like an appointment you can't cancel. Stop settling for good enough. Look at what you're doing and find one way to make it better. Even small improvements add up. For example, instead of cooking the same meal, try a new recipe to make dinner more exciting. Stay focused on your goals. Visualize them every morning and night. Keep reminders around you, like pictures of what you're working toward, to stay motivated. For example, if you're saving for a vacation, put photos of your dream destination where you can see them every day. Use criticism as a way to grow. If someone doubts you or gives negative feedback, take it as motivation to do better. If someone says your idea won't work, use that as fuel to prove them wrong. Take ownership of everything that happens. At the end of each day, reflect on what went well and what didn't. Instead of blaming others for setbacks, ask yourself what you could have done differently. For instance, if you miss a deadline, plan better next time by setting earlier reminders. By using these steps, you'll start living by the 10X rule and see real changes in your life. Think big, act boldly, and stay consistent. In conclusion, the 10X rule is all about thinking big, taking bold action, and refusing to settle for average. Success isn't reserved for a lucky few. It's for those who are willing to put in the work, face their fears, and take responsibility for their lives. The 10X mindset can help you achieve more than you ever imagined. If you found this summary helpful, hit the like button, ring the bell, and subscribe to Book Ginger for more inspiring book lessons to level up your life. See you in the next video.